Third video of this season, and I would like to discuss something but searching for different vocabulary. As I told you, I did my homework, I did my research, and I tried to watch a lot of videos about dating, about whatever concerns the dating world. And I've seen things that horrified me, of course, and is inevitable. We have to somehow touch those topics and talk about them because unfortunately they are extremely popular on YouTube. I've seen so many channels, I've watched so many videos of people that have a huge amount of followers, and all they are doing is damaging these people, destroying their brains, destroying their hearts, and making those people feel bitter, resentful, searching for vengeance, hating the opposite sex, and so on. So somehow we are going to have to come across that and discuss that at a certain point. But I will try to come always from a different perspective. I will try to come always in a way that we discuss that as mature people, as people who know what they want, as people who are able to be polite and respectful, and avoid generalizations and things like the opposite sex is like this, the opposite sex is like that, they all want this, they are all the same, and they are all guilty for everything evil that happens to me and to everyone from my gender, and so on. We are really going to try to avoid that in here. But sometimes we are going to touch those topics and we are going to talk about those vocabularies, because I needed to give you some reference point where I'm coming from and what I'm talking about. And today is one of those days. In today's video, we're going to talk about what I consider deal breakers. And then you tell me, oh, you're talking about what people say in YouTube, red flags. No, I'm not talking about that, and I'm going to tell you why I don't want to talk about red flags and why I prefer to talk about deal breakers. When you talk about deal breakers, you are talking about things that are literally a no-go for you. What do I mean a no-go? It's a no-go that it's palatable, it's visual, it's something that really is against your personal taste, so to say. It is something that is really like you simply cannot go with it. And it's a little different from a red flag. Let me first explain you what I'm considering a deal breaker, and maybe you will understand. And in case you don't, I'm also going to explain why it's not a red flag for me. Deal breakers for me are things that you simply cannot go with for various reasons. Ethical, healthy, visual, whatever, you know. Let me give you an example. Let's start with examples and you are going to understand what I'm saying. Me particularly, I extremely dislike cigarettes. I simply cannot stand it. Smoke for me is just a no. I think it's disgusting, I think it's unhealthy, I think it's stinky, I think it's just horrible, okay? So, if I meet someone and I know that this person smokes, that for me is a deal breaker. That is not a red flag, because as far as I understood in YouTube, from what I have seen, red flags for people are things that are going to make your relationship a problematic one. A poisoning relationship, a relationship that is going to be doomed, a relationship that is only going to bring you trouble, trauma, and so on, because those people are either crazy or messed up, or they are extremely traumatized, or so on, and so on. And you can perfectly find someone who smokes and it's a normal person, you know. I mean, there will be people that will say, no, if the person smokes, that is a red flag because it says something about the person's personality, this and that. And I'm sorry, that's not my experience. I travel the entire world for my work. I meet different people from different cultures, and I really don't see it that way. So my experience goes against these theories that I have seen in YouTube. I've met people who smoke and they are nice people, you know. But for me, for dating, it's impossible because it simply sickens me. I cough, my eyes get irritated, I feel bad, it gives me headache, and so on. So for me, it's simply a no-go. For me, it's simply a deal breaker. Okay? Let me give you another example. I particularly extremely dislike body hair. I don't like it. I don't think it's even clean. I'm not even talking about aesthetics. It's not a matter of aesthetics for me. I dislike it. I don't think it's clean. I think it's disgusting. It's just my taste. Maybe it's a weird one, but it's just my taste. If I meet someone who is full of body hair, and there are women that are full of body hair, and maybe they don't want to wax or something like this, their arms, their legs, and so on. They might wax their armpit, okay, but they don't want to wax the rest of their bodies. For me, it's a no-go. But that is my taste. That's the way I experience that. Some people might say, no, if that person doesn't wax, it's a red flag because it shows the person this and that. Again, I'm gonna tell you, that's not my experience. That's not the way I live it. That's not the way I have seen. And I simply cannot agree with it. For me, if the person doesn't wax, the person can be absolutely normal, a nice person. You can have a perfect relationship with that person. And that person is going to have a very healthy relationship with you, and it's going to last forever, and you are going to have babies, and all it's going to be good, okay? Like in a fairy tale. But for me, it doesn't work, because I particularly do not like it. I particularly cannot go with it. So you see more or less what I'm talking about when it comes to deal breaking. You see? So if you have deal breakers, pay attention to them. And really don't invest if you meet them. Because it's going to cause you problems, and you know what's going to happen. Not only it's going to cause you problems, not only there will be a moment in which you are not going to like that, but you are going to start wrongly blaming the other person, asking the person to change that. No, I like you, but you have to stop smoking. No, I really like you, but you know I hate body hair, you have to start waxing. You met the person knowing that the person smokes. You met the person knowing that the person doesn't wax. You cannot expect them to do that just for you. Can that happen? Yes. Can someone change for you? Yes. They will decide it. They will choose to do it because they want to be with you. They will choose to do that because they are interested in you. Because you have already started something and they are interested, of course. But if you decide to start something with someone who has deal breakers, for you, I don't know, someone drinks and you don't like alcohol, or someone is extremely overweight and you don't want, that is a deal breaker for you. If you start dating that person, understand that that is what that person is at the moment. And if you want to change, instead of trying to change that person, search for someone who is already like that. Because one of the biggest causes of delusions and disappointments and so on in relationships is people meet someone who doesn't offer, so to say, things that they are expecting. And they complain about this person and they want to blame this person for not offering what they want. But they knew it from the beginning. They met the person and they saw the person smokes. This person is full of body hair. I've been on a date 2, 3, 4 times. It's been over a month and this person is still full of body hair. So this person doesn't wax regularly. This person doesn't remove body hair. Why are you going to blame the person and tell the person that the person has to change in order to be with you, this or that? It's not honest. It's not even fair. Understand that. Try to make this effort and understand that, because I'm not talking about anything absurd here. I'm trying to be as reasonable as it gets in terms of relationships, expectations, what you should offer and what you're expecting to get. I'm not going to any unrealistic pattern. I'm not going to anything that is crazy. You see? And I hope you have understood the difference between this and red flags. And we are going to have a discussion on red flags as well, because I've seen many videos about red flags on YouTube, and I disagree with so many of them. So many of them are for me just prejudice, people being narrow-minded and judging in a very, very superficial, shallow and easy way, just like despising people and dejecting them as if nothing, without getting to know them. But we are going to have a video specifically to discuss that, in order to understand exactly what are those and what are the biggest mistakes that people who talk about those make, and if there are any of those that you can really respect, follow, and so on. But for today, I wanted to talk about deal breakers, and I hope they will serve for you, and I hope you will find your deal breakers. And remember, deal breaker is not necessarily something that shows that the person is horrible, that the person is going to offer a horrible relationship, that is going to be bad. It's just something that for you is a no-go. It's something that you do not want for yourself. Okay? Don't judge people and don't think that they are going to be horrible because they have a deal breaker for you, because that's not the way things work. Okay? See you in the next episode.